Guys, hello, guys, welcome. So, this is probably news that 90% of us already knows that without Martinez, Lionel Messi will not be holding this trophy that is so happy that he has actually won at last. Without Martinez, this would have just been a dream that was never going to come true. But it came true because of this goalkeeper. And unlike any other international break, this international break, Messi has pretty much been enjoying the public eye, He has been really enjoying the most about talking about everything that is happening with his career, with whatever he wants, with the Ballon d'Or, with the Champions League, with the teams and all the things. He even said something about Liverpool, I'm going to check it out. I've not seen it, but I heard that he talked about something concerning Liverpool. These reporters are always trying to get us through their headings and what. I'll go check it out and find out what was it all about. But yeah, he said something that was a little bit intriguing about Martinez. So that is one thing that we're going to be covering today. We're going to be talking about Martinez and what Messi has to say about him. And secondly, we will talk about the last games of the international. We are going to be talking about the Liverpool player that one man has to say that he's not really a good fit for the bench, which makes sense, There are a lot of players who are not getting into Liverpool. Then after that, we talk about a little bit about the injury issues in United and how they've got an injury boost from one of their players. We were going to be talking also about the advantage that they're saying Arsenal has over the other the clubs in England, mostly the top four clubs. The advantage that Arsenal has. It's going to be interesting to give you the information about that. And lastly, I think it'll be going back to to the original Newcastle. Yes. So I know the international break sucks, people. I know a lot of things happens. We literally, most of the content creators of football run out of content to actually say. That's why we've been going through a lot of things. But tomorrow we are going back to the match build-up. We're going to be doing the match build-up tomorrow. But for today, let us finish the international break spell with a bright smile. So we're going to be talking about what has been happening and where the next future will be going. If you want to be kept updated with everything that is happening, go check out the Football Connect on Facebook. That is one of the streams we use the most whenever we are covering a lot of things. So you might want to check it out. If you haven't, trust me, you will definitely enjoy this. So let me get this show started with an intro. We'll be out. Hello guys, welcome back to the Football Connect. I'm your host Sam, and we are back again with another one. And today we're Messi. Of course, we know what Messi is all about. We know the guy who was always fighting with Cristiano Ronaldo, trying to prove to the world, doing what he does best whenever he has the ball in his feet, trying to show the world that he is one of the best players. And we were in an international break where these guys were playing the games that are so vital to their careers, both Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, because in all the trophies that they've managed to acquire with the teams and individual, the trophy that they've not managed to have their hands on is the FIFA World Cup. And these international breaks that were played were the ones that we're covering, that it was all about preparation for Qatar 2022. So, at this moment, let's face it, it's not been a good spell for Messi at PSG. So he has really been enjoying his time to play with his national team more than even the club, which is funny. He's at PSG. We expected him to hit it up with Neymar and Mbappe, but it has not really been working that well for them. In fact, the last game that they played before the international break, they were beaten by Reims. So what happened is this. He is now in the international break, and they've been winning some games. The other game, I think I heard that he scored about 2 goals or something in the game that they played, but he had something to say about his goalkeeper because let's face it, the modern day Argentina, the Argentina that managed to win the Copa del Rey for the first time, it was only the person, what some of the players played an important role, and most of all the goalkeeper of Argentina played a pivotal, if it is not the best role that he played for Argentina. He is definitely the reason why they won the Copa del Rey, because some of the games that they played ended up in penalty, and it was only because of his saving skills and what he does, which helped Argentina to actually lift that at the end of the day. And let's face it, we have always been seeing this guy since he came away from Arsenal, going to Aston Villa, that he is really the goalkeeper that a lot of people might want to have in their teams. And it is actually sad to actually think about the fact that Arsenal did not even give him a chance until he had to leave Arsenal to go and play for Aston Villa. And now we see what he's capable of. We just somehow feel sorry for Arteta for losing an amazing goalkeeper. Trust me, the whole world knows. It's actually funny that Arsenal end up to go buy Aaron Ramsdale, and when we compare Ramsdale to Martinez, it never goes well. Martinez is a pretty much world class of a goalkeeper, and the fact that they lost it, it's just pure sad. And the worst part was this: because of not getting game time at Arsenal, he was not getting any chance at his anti-Argentina international. It's only now when they have seen him play for Aston Villa that they have actually realized that they have a pretty much a good goalkeeper in Martinez, and for getting him, he has been the most important goalkeeper for them, and it has helped them to win out the Copa del Rey, and somehow, somewhere, because they are almost on the verge of qualifying for the FIFA World Cup 2022, they are pretty much hoping that he also be the man that they have with their sticks when they go on to qualify and see what happens in FIFA World Cup 2022. And of course, the other man who has noticed this and how special this goalkeeper is none other than Lionel Messi. And he had some few things to say about Martinez. So in this video, we are gonna read a little bit about it, then we talk about it and my thoughts on it, and if I agree with what he said or not. Like I told you, this man has been speaking a lot in this international break. While Cristiano Ronaldo is busy scoring hat tricks, he has been spending his time on the mic. No, I'm not saying he didn't do anything in the ground. He did as well. He scored 2 goals. I think he assisted as well. So he has also been doing everything, but mostly what is kind of like highlighted him more than any other is what he has been talking concerning the Champions League, the Ballon d'Or, Martinez, and everything. Yeah, I'm talking about none other than Lionel Messi. We are going to be looking at what he was saying about his countryman and the goalkeeper of Argentina, Martinez, or let's just say Aston Villa, and the goalkeeper of Argentina, Martinez. So I hope you are ready. Let's go to the story to hear what Mr. Lionel Messi had to say. So as you can see, we are back. So as you can see, so let's now read what Mr. Lionel Messi was saying about Martinez, and we're gonna go further in depth on that. So this is the story, as you can see. I think it's the one that is also on the thumbnail as well. I don't know whatever I should be calling that. So they're saying Lionel Messi believes Arsenal sold one of the world's best players under Mikel Arteta. Former Arsenal goalkeeper Emile Martinez continues to put a stellar of performance for both Aston Villa and Argentina. Now, that has not changed, resulting in high praise from international team legend Lionel Messi. You pretty much would have done a lot to get some respect from people like him, you see. So Lionel Messi has claimed the former Arsenal goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez is one of the greatest in the world. The 29-year-old. Wait, let me do something here, people. Oh, sorry. The 29-year-old James. Oh my God, my brother is gone dead asleep. Sorry for that. Let me just continue with this one. Lionel Messi claimed that the former Arsenal goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez is one of the greatest in the world. The 29-year-old, now at Aston Villa, spent 8 years at Arsenal before filling in for the injured Ben Leno in 2019-2020 season, where he was instrumental in their winning for the FA Cup. Imagine, he actually won something with Arsenal, but I don't know what was Arsenal thinking about. Let's continue reading. Martinez left the following transfer window after not being granted a starting role, but has since gone on to excel for both club and country. And now his international teammate and friend Messi has reminded Arsenal of their mistake in letting the shortstopper leave after one brilliant performance for Argentina. After another brilliant, not one, after another brilliant performance for Argentina, he goes on to say, remember we are following what he was saying here. Messi goes on to say, Argentina, okay, before we go in there, Argentina defeated Uruguay by 3-0 on Sunday night, with Messi scoring the first of the evening, though the Paris Saint-Germain star went on to a single out Martinez performance, or went on to single out Martinez performance. Messi talks about his compatriots, saying when they come to him, he always responds. What else did he say? It wasn't the first time the Argentina captain had talked about the goalkeeper having gushed over Martinez's spectacular Copa America display against Colombia. I remember that game. That's when he was making that weird joke against, who's that guy? Mina, yeah, the Everton player. I remember the game this summer. Do you think Martinez is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League? Let us know. That's the question you're being asked, which I'm also asking you guys. Do you think Martinez is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League? Just let us know here. It looks like we are done here. But of course, one thing I have to say, we're done with this one. That's how it ends. I always love how these articles end. They just go like, where we are going, and they are just quiet. Anyway, let's talk about this. Martinez. This guy has been so instrumental for both Aston Villa and Argentina, and also Arsenal. The funny part, Arsenal got to see what Martinez was capable of doing in a full year when Leno was out, 2019-2020. But he came back and put on to Leno and putting Martinez out. One of the players who was so important for them to win that trophy that they won, which was the FA Cup at the moment. And at the end of the time, they still let the player go. He spent 8 years with the club. Somehow, somewhere, I thought maybe the goalkeeper coach would have noticed in the training ground that we've got a player here. And the fact that Lionel Messi came out here live and just talking about it, just for me, this is how I see it. If you have your own thoughts, say whatever you want to say, but this is how I see it. It shows a lot to see a man coming out live and singing out some performance from individuals in the squad after the end of the game. Imagine I think he was in an interview being asked about what he thought about the game, but he took his time to talk about the most important thing that was in the game, the most important part of the game, which was the goalkeeper, Emiliano Martinez. It is really amazing how Lionel Messi is able to put all his attention to other players, even though he has performed so well. That for me is why I believe he's always one of those silent leaders that you don't know. I don't know. I don't know more about him, but I respect a man who does this. On top of that, not taking anything from Martinez, he's one of the best goalkeepers I've seen in my lifetime. Trust me, Aston Villa did beat my team by 7 goals to, was it to 3 or to 2? I don't know. It was to 3 or something. They did. I know. I know. And he was. I know how much it hurts. So it's always amazing to see when he's being given the respect he deserves and people actually noticing him over the crowds. And I'm happy that a legend like Lionel Messi did so. What do you think about Martinez? Is he the best goalkeeper we have in the Premier League at the moment? Because, of course, let's face it, we have the likes of Daguerre, Alisson, Mendy, who has also been performing so well. But also, I don't believe we have to leave the likes of Nick Pope and also Martinez as well into that list, because those are some of the players who really have been performing so well. So I want to hear your thoughts. Is he one of the best goalkeepers we have in the Premier League at this moment? And if he is not, then who is? Because I feel like he deserves the respect. He's playing in a team that doesn't have the strikers and those expensive players that a lot of the teams have in defense and whatever that happens. But he's capable of keeping the team into a game for such a long time, saving, doing some impossible saves. And if you see that he's doing it to a high extent that Messi is now noticing it, that without this man, Argentina would not have actually achieved the glories, the recent glory that they've actually managed to achieve. So I believe he deserves the praise. I believe he deserves to be noticed all over the world. I think it's time for us to try to pay attention to what this man is doing, because he's really doing some amazing things. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys, about Martinez as we move on to the next story that we need to talk about. Remember, I told you that we have a lot of things that we want to cover. And the other one is coming from an issue that involves, I think it's, let me just put it out there so that you read it, so that we see where we're going from there. But it is an interesting story. Trust me, you would wanna be part of it. Anyway, let me know about Martinez, guys. I believe you. We should. It's now high time we give some respect to the players who deserve to be getting the respect. And let's see where we go from there. Anyway, the next story we are talking about comes from John Herrick, who breaks a 20 months silence. 20 months silence. The latest Liverpool Morning Digest, that as Oxen-Chamberlain is deemed too good for Reds bench, John Harrison break his silence to speak to reporters. Why are you speaking, man? Why are you speaking? Going after players, you want them to leave when we don't want them to leave. Why are you speaking? Why? Anyway, let's read on the story, people. Before I get angry, let's just read on the story. Here is your Liverpool Morning Digest for Wednesday. Wednesday, which is today, 13 October. It's criminal. Jurgen Klopp told Liverpool midfielder is too good to be sitting on the bench. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain lack of game time at Liverpool is criminal, according to former Reds goalkeeper Paul Robinson. The midfielder has played just 8 minutes of Premier League football since starting the season opener against Norwich. Oxlade-Chamberlain, who may reportedly look elsewhere for game time, has appeared twice off the bench in the Champions League, but Robertson insists a player of his quality should not be on the sideline. I hear you say, we're going to continue with you as we go on. Read more. Liverpool legend makes transfer panic claim Takumi Minamino D. Vaoric admission. He is too gold not to be able to play. It's criminal, he told Football Insider. I cannot see Liverpool letting him go in January, though Salah and Mane are off to the Africa Cup of Nations. He is one of the players who can play in those wide positions. He gives them an option across the midfielder and the front line. A player like that is going to be hard to replace. Is the ideal player. Read full story here. So that's what we're hearing, people. It looks like one of our former legends is really not happy with the fact that Liverpool are making Oaks Chamberlain sit on the sideline rather than to be actually in the game and actually doing what it does. So I don't really want to say a lot about that. Let me see if there's anything he said after what we just read. Let's see if there's anything he said after what we just read. Of course, we know Mane and Salah will be going for the January thing, which is still crazy to think about. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be too hard to replace. That's where I was. But from the player's point of view, he is too good to be sitting on the bench every week. He's not getting enough game time, which the only situation I can see him leave in January is if Liverpool signed a replacement first. Remember, we lost Jorginho Ronaldo and we have not yet replaced him. Ox Chamberlain has made more than 100 appearances for Reds since arriving from Arsenal in 2017. The club he was linked with the return to earlier this week, winning 35 caps for England. In the valid times, the midfielder has had part of time at Enfield up by two long-term injuries. Yes, he has spent most of his times in the hospital for Liverpool, which makes sense. However, he need further 30 times. He needs further feature 30 times in Liverpool's 2019-2020 title winning campaign and admitted last month that this season is an important one. Having overcome his injury worries, I've sort of had to remind myself that all of that recovery at this point in my career, I'm still lacking enough to be at an amazing football club like Liverpool, and how lucky I am to have this opportunity to still be in this environment and compete and the competitive level like this one. Of course, I feel like this season is important for me to go and do something really hopeful and individual level, and then obviously for the team. Oh, what else do we have? Anything to read? Anyway, I think we are done here. Hey, who's that? Oh my God. She was a legendary actress. Today works a 9 to 5 job. Oh my hell, God. Anyway, it was not part of my thing. Anyway, let's talk about it. Ox Chamberlain. Firstly, I have to admit, as a Liverpool fan, I have to admit, there are some players in that squad who are missing game time, and I just feel like it's really criminal. It's really criminal that they are not really getting that game time that they deserve, and they are not really being given the chance to prove to themselves by the manager that they can actually offer something to the world. And I understand, I really do understand. Why am I saying I understand? Is because let's look at this thing from another point of view. Ox, Ox, Keita, those guys, and Matip also to a further extent, those guys have spent 90% of their time in the medic's office. Every single time when they get into a game, they get injuries, and most of them it's not their fault. I get it clearly. I do get it. Most of the time, it's not their fault for them to be injured. But the fact that Klopp would at least be relying on you, then lose you, then when he wants to use you, you go back again, then he use you again, then you go back. It just becomes a repetition of something that cannot really be solved. And that is the incident that Liverpool has had to deal with the likes of Oxen Chamberlain, that he would be there, but he's not there after all. He could be there, but he's not there after all. And it is something that is really painful to watch. For me, I rate Ox Chamberlain as one of the best players we have. He was really important in that 2018, 17, 18 team that beat Manchester City at home for the first time. Then we beat Manchester City. Yeah, the Centurion side. So I think he was then. and he beat them again in the Champions League. He was really important, and we love players who shoot from outside. And I have to say, rather than Curtis Jones, they him and Curtis Jones could be the guys who are now Ox Chamberlain. We know he already does that, but Curtis Jones could also be one of the players who are also trying to learn to do that as well. So he's really important for Liverpool. And I don't want to lie to you, I really want to see Ox Chamberlain getting the game time he does deserve. I really want to see him getting the game time he do deserve, so that he can produce something for the team. But at this moment, we are at a level where he's not getting that at all. He's not getting the game time he deserves. He's not being used enough. He's not actually getting everything that he did. And it could be frustrating, you know. The man just came back from a long-term injury. And the only way you can recover from a long-term injury is if you get maybe the 20 minutes games every single game, or maybe after 2 or 3 games, and let's give him the 30 minutes, the 20 minutes, the 5 minutes, the 10 minutes. Let the player heat up, especially we know that we're going to be losing the likes of Mane and Salah. So why can't we this is what I think, why can't we try by all means to be putting the likes of Takumi Minamino, Diva Origi, and Ox Chamberlain, because probably in January we are gonna be putting all our trust in these guys. And the worst part about putting a trust on a player you have not been using is that he will not perform to a certain extent we want him to perform. And I feel like we are gonna find ourselves in that situation with Ox Chamberlain, that we are gonna need him. We are gonna need him more when he's not really at a level he's ready to give us his best. So rather, if you are not going to give him the game time that this man is asking for, Klopp, why don't you do yourself and the rest of the Liverpool fan base a favor? Try by all means to give him a little of the game time, Let him get him to get used again, get him to come back into the game, because if we have a good Ox Chamberlain into the game with Naby Keita on the other hand, we will have the best Liverpool ever. I heard also that Naby Keita wants to leave because of lack of game time, and also I also hear now that Arsenal are actually interested in getting himself Ox Chamberlain, and also I heard that Barcelona are also interested in getting Diva Origi. So we are losing. We are on the verge of losing 90% of our players who have been on the bench. It might not hurt us, but imagine when we lose these big other guys for such a long time. How much will we be able to recover from that if we don't have those ones? So it is a moment where I think Klopp has to find the best way to deal with this information, then give this guy the bench he does deserve. Give him the time, give him the 10 minutes. Let him come back into the game, because I believe he does deserve to be in the game. So let's see where Liverpool goes from here, guys. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think that he's telling the truth? Do Ox Chamberlain deserve more game time than what he's getting? Let me know in the comment section as I'll be moving on to the other talking point that we have for today. Oh, you thought we were done. We are still here, people. So we talked about Lionel Messi, we talked about Ox Chamberlain, and now we're going to be talking about Arsenal. Yes, I mean Arsenal, the football club. What else do you think I'm talking about? We are going to be talking about Arsenal Football Club because there are some of the things that has been said that we need to look at. That there are people who are to believe that they're going to have the best time ever than the other Premier League rivals or the top 4 or top 6 clubs that are there, that they're going to be performing so well. So we're going to be reading more about what had to be mentioned about us now and how much this is going to be really important as they go further into wherever they're going. So let me know your thoughts as well about what you think about this stream. Click the like button if you're enjoying. It's always important. So according to another random person, I literally have no idea who it is, but anyway, I might find out when I read this article. They are saying that Arsenal are gonna have a good time over the other teams. Let's just get into the story, then we talk more about it as I wait for my stream to open. Arsenal's advantage over Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester, and Manchester City. They don't even talk about the United. I have no idea. Ahead of Premier League return. Arsenal's first game after a successful October international break is a London derby against Crystal Palace under the lights of the Emirates Stadium next Monday. Oh wow, that close. It's really that close, you know. Anyway, let's read more. So after a 2 week break, Premier League football returns to our screens on Saturday. For Arsenal, the October international break was quite rewarding for those not called up, benefiting for extra training session that also featured a certain Jack Wilshere at London Cody. We still wondering what's happening with Jack Wilshere because we have not really been told what really is happening with him. Meanwhile, Emil Smith Rowe, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Nicolas Pepe should all report back this week, high on confidence after scoring for their respective nations on Monday. Overall, Ghana's manager Mikel Arteta won't have had too much complaints about the international break that can often serve as a disruption, especially with his side on a good run of form. Like I was talking about, you see that picture of Arteta and also Chamberlain. Liverpool star worrying record can make us now transfer decision even easier for Mikel Arteta. You can go check it out. We are watching Football London here, people. Go check it out. Anyway, the task for the Spaniard now is to ensure Arsenal returns to winning ways when the host Crystal Palace go on a run that lifts his side into the top half of the Premier League table ahead of November window, following a draw with Brighton Hove, and prior to the international break, the North London outfit is seated 11th by virtue of an what is that? Interfering goal difference to Aston Villa. So they're not really far. They're almost there, 10 and 11. Um, with that said, they are 4 points off Champions League spot, having been tipped by Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher to be a surprise contender for a top four spot this season. Wow, Jamie. Wow. If you said this before we saw some drama that Arsenal showed us in the beginning of the season, then man, I gotta put some respect on you. Even if you said it while it was happening, I gotta put some respect on you, man. That is clearly sick. I can't see anyone else break through into top four as things stand, he told the Telegraph. The team that I think is worth watching closely as the season evolves is Arsenal. Wow, that's powerful. If they can get the consistent into their young side, the lack of European football can be a massive help for Mikel Arteta as he spends more time with his players on the training ground. I think it's too soon for them to qualify for Champions League, but of the chasing pack, they may prove themselves best equipped to challenge. Wow. Wow, wow, Jamie, you're just throwing them bombs all over at me here. While at the top four finish would represent a major overachievement for Arsenal, they are well within the race to ensure European football returns to Emirates Stadium next season. Whether huh, it will be European League or Europa Conference League or Europa League or Europa Conference League. Not being in Europa this season is one long-term advantage the Gunners have over Leicester City, West Ham, and Tottenham Hotspurs in the race for top seven. Okay, for top seven. Let's keep reading. Another Another advantage relates to the match of anticipated returns of Premier League action weekend, as Arsenal aren't in action until Monday night. In it means their players will get 2 more days extra rest than some Liverpool, both and Manchester clubs. and league leaders Chelsea, all in action on Saturday. Of course, the Gunners aren't regarded as genius, as genuine title contenders, but Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Thomas Tuchel may all be a third evoke of luxury Arteta has following the international break. Okay, so English can be deep, you know. Let me see if I can go down here. Okay, something just happened here. I just lost my screen, people. Sorry. As I was enjoying reading this, it just ended up me losing my screen. Let me see if I can get it back. But all that is just trying to be said here. What all they're trying to say is this: Arsenal, unlike the other teams, they are really at a better position to be coming back with a strong and a fit club with much excitement and confidence. Remember, most of the players didn't go and they were just in training. And some of the ones that went, the 30% that went, all of them did score a goal for their respective Premier League teams, which in a way is going to help them a lot in terms of confidence building and wherever they're going to be going. Is that going to help us now? I have no idea, but I think it's going to really be important for them to see where they go and how much they can use that to their advantage so that they can be ready for whatever that comes next. Anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? Looking at all the things that we have covered today, what are your thoughts about all the things that is happening at this moment? Do you agree with what Messi said? Do you also agree with what the former Reds goalkeeper said about Ox Chamberlain? On top of that, what do you think about what was being said about Arsenal? Can they be a threat because they have a lot of free time to actually master and perfect whatever they're trying to show in the playing ground? And can they get something? That's all the questions that I'm asking at this moment. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So, on the other news, before I go, people, like I told you, there is some news that is happening at Newcastle, which is there is a picture that I put on the Football Connect on the Facebook page. You can check it out. I saw a player from PSG. I saw Kellen Navas, the goalkeeper of PSG. I also saw who was that? Who was that? I saw Felipe Coutinho. I saw Donny van der Beek, and I saw Anthony Martial. Those are being believed to be some of the players that can be united and be brought together to come in and help Newcastle. Remember, Newcastle are on the verge of building something strong here. They've got the money. It's just a matter of time before they set up a team that can challenge for the Premier League and the Champions League. According to them, they've given themselves 5 to 10 years to at least would have won something between those trophies. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section. We'll be here covering those predictions just in case anyway. But what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to be happening here? Do you think they can get a chance to at least create something? All those things, I'll be waiting for your thoughts and your answers in the comment section, guys. Do me a favor before I go as well. Lindelof, unlike the rest of the Manchester United defenders, came back from international break with all his legs. So he's one of the players who are fit, and we'll see how that is going to help Manchester United building up to where they're going next. But all in all, thank you very much for watching, guys. The international break, they may have come to an end to some of the teams yesterday, or they're still coming to an end to some of the teams today. But I believe they finished yesterday. So we are moving on to what's next, and we're going to be focusing on what is important, which is the Premier League. So tomorrow, the Football Connect will be building up. We are building up for the games, and we are going to be talking more about what's going to be happening tomorrow, the most games to look at, and of course, the big one, Leicester City versus Manchester United. And let me just rephrase that: Manchester United without Maguire and Varane will be facing Leicester City. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see how the game will go. Is Leicester City going to be able to help hit them or attack them, or they're not going to be too good enough to get something out of the game. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. This has been Sam live with you, and I look so sleepy and tired. I'm joking, people, but this has been me spending time talking to you. I hope you're going to have a marvelous evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for those who have watched and those who are going to be commenting. Thank you very much, guys. That always means a lot to me. Do me a favor after all, though. Click that like button and subscribe to the Football Connect. The best way you can support the Football Connect. If I have to say, I will have to say it's an excellent gesture you can do if you click the like button and subscribe. We'll be back again tomorrow, guys. I hope you're excited. Tomorrow, we go back to the Premier League. We start building up to the upcoming games and talking about whatever that is happening here. And maybe even mention a little bit about what Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder with those crazy knockout punches. A lot of things to talk about. I hope you're excited. I'm out. See you tomorrow. Peace. Thank you.
Beats the goalkeeper. You're just lost for words. He is just brilliant. Georgie Best, Diego Maradona, Johan Cruyff.